We are halfway through your second season on the Real Housewives of Dubai. What has been the biggest takeaway of year two for you so far, either in watching yourself back or watching some of your friends back slash former friends?
I think that the biggest takeaway from me was not to be so trusting of people. Expect less from people and you won't get as disappointed.
You're an alcoholic. Drop your drink.
There's been a lot of talk about you by the other women. It's been suggested that maybe you have a drinking problem, maybe you don't take care of yourself. Like, what do you think is the biggest misconception about you that they've put out there?
I think the biggest misconception is out of the group, I think I drink the least, actually, which does not show on the show. I drink the least, but I'm the most affected by alcohol. So if I have 2 cocktails, I'm done.
Do you really fall asleep out at events?
Yes. If I drink more than 2 cocktails, I'm going to go to sleep because it makes it look like I'm more drunk than I am because I am a super lightweight.
You are making a name for yourself as a little bit of the receipt queen within this group.
Oh, yeah.
You are prolific on Twitter and on Instagram. Why is it so important for you to clap back on social media in the way that you do?
I clap back with receipts because if I don't respond, it almost is like I'm agreeing with what you're saying and as if it's true and I let you get away with it. When that's not, I wouldn't do that. I feel like that's really deceiving. I want to clarify certain things. I don't like to be gaslit. So I'm going to bring out receipts and I'm going to say, this is what really happened.
We're in the middle of this spat between you and Taleen. Do you regret bringing her into this group?
No, I don't regret it at all. I brought her in with every intention was good in my heart. I know this is something she really wanted. So I would do that for her or for any friend for that matter. And I don't regret it. I think that if anything, she should have a lot of regrets, not me.
You say she essentially begged
She did.
to be a part of this. What all does begging entail?
She begged. She really wanted this really bad. She wanted to be a part of my friend group. And she was like, please, 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 this is what I really want. You already know how many years I've always wanted this. This has been my dream. So it's like, please do whatever it takes to get me on there. And I did. And so it was the please wasn't once, twice, 10 times. It's probably like 150 times. It happened all the way until we filmed another season. So I meant what I said. It wasn't the nicest thing to say, but it was the truth.
She claims she actually didn't want to be a part of the show at the very beginning because
She's a liar.
Okay.
She's a liar. Yeah, she's a liar. She wanted to be a part of the show from before we even filmed season 1 when I told her, don't tell anyone I'm going to be on the Real Housewives of Dubai. She's like, get me on there. Please, dude, get me on there. She's a liar. Yeah.
Okay. I actually spoke to her and asked her, is there anything I should ask Brooks when we speak?
Yeah.
And I'm going to play for you what she said to me.
Okay.
I'd love for you to ask her if you think that we can come to a better place, because really, I genuinely hope eventually we can. I think TV does change people. She's not the Brooks that I met 10 years ago. When I came into the group, I think just the dynamics and all this, it shifted her and it changed her. And I hope somehow we can come back to a better place. So ask her, would you ever be friends with Taleen? But I know what she'll say. She'll be like, Tal, no way. I hate that girl. Tal, stop. That's what she'll say, but hey.
All right, what do you make of that?
She is so delusional. She said it changed her as if I'm the season 1 newbie. Excuse me, I've been at this. I brought you into my friend group and I brought you onto the show I am on. Don't tell me a camera or something changed me when I'm the very same person. I stuck up for you, and this is what got me to shift when I saw your behavior of being a two-faced person. Can we move on? For sure. Will I ever trust her the same? No. But can we get past it? Yeah, because there's love in my heart for Taleen. So I think we can. She owes me a very big apology for all of the games and the gaslighting, and she's continuing to do it, as I can see in interviews.
So essentially what you're saying is everything she's saying about you is a projection of what she has done.
100% projecting, and our entire cast will agree to that, as they have been doing throughout as you watch the season unfold. They're saying it openly on the season unfolding, what they're spotting she's doing. I thought that you would behave like this. Would I have integrated you with my friend group? Would you ever be on the Real Housewives of Dubai? No, you don't know anyone from my cast. So what does that even mean? It's a projection.
We've left you in the middle of this altercation outside of Stanbury's house.
Rafi, don't ever disrespect me like that.
You can go to jail for screaming in the streets.
Taleen, you f***ing begging ass bitch. I have all of your messages. You're a beggar.
When you got to watch that back, is it how you remembered it?
Yes, I think I remember a lot more happening, but reliving it was even difficult watching again. I mean, I heard Taleen make a comment at the end that I wore her clothes first season.
You're a beggar. You wore my wardrobe last season, bitch.
I have never worn an article of that girl's clothing in my life. I think I have more clothes than anyone I've ever met. So that was just a throwaway, stupid comment. My entire first season wardrobe is still hanging on racks in my house. I wonder if her season is on her racks.
Okay. Raf stepping in really seemed to escalate things to a place it didn't need to go. Why did it take the turn it did when he stepped in?
I don't know. I don't know why he stepped in. I asked Rafi to stay out of it, and it gave him input, but I think Taleen wanted him to get involved, and we didn't know it would escalate that way, but I think when Lisa then saw 2-on-1, it triggered her, and she then got involved, and then it just exploded. And that's kind of how it happened. I don't like when a man yells at me. So that really upset me.
Well, then him being there, instruction.
Like right when we start this?
Him stepping in then gave, the door was open for Taleen to start making these digs at you.
Are you challenging my husband? Is your husband challenging me?
He's sticking up for me. Where's your husband?
So out of line. That was so distasteful, out of line, because you know that my ex-husband's at home, number one. Number two, you were around when I was still married to that man who abused me so badly, and now you're watching your husband yell at me. And it just goes to show who she is as a person. It's more a reflection of her than a reflection of me.
Why was Taleen exploring a friendship with Stanbury such a roadblock for you? Because the whole Beyonce upside down moment seemed to weigh way heavier for you than it did to her.
That was surprising watching that, because that's not how it played out in my real life.
I don't like
So
that.
she was
I don't
really-
like that she said that.
No, she was like, oh, is that how she has fun? Yeah, that is how she has fun.
She was crying a lot. Why is she doing this to me? I have kids. And then it was kind of behind my back. This is why I say she's two-faced. Because in the scene she's in with Stanbury, I never knew. She's like, yeah, I'm over it. No, you didn't act over it when we were filming, nor did you act over it behind the scenes. And I was sticking up for her. And my sticking up for her is what made me and Stanbury grow further apart. And then she was like, let me swoop in. So it just shows you her intentions from the beginning.
So it wasn't that you just wanted her to hold a grudge against Stanbury to hold a grudge. It was you saw what felt like gameplay happening.
It was definitely gameplay, because if there was anybody I'd want her to hold a grudge against, it'd be the people who I didn't really get along with season one. And I didn't want that. Lisa and Ayanna and I were not the closest season one. I was closer to Stanbury. Stanbury is the person who I was angry with because she was the one who was the hardest on Taleen before Taleen got to get started. And that's why I was angry.
How do you feel about Lisa bringing the beggar comment back to Taleen, who says she did not know you had called her a
She's a
beggar?
liar.
She was like, apparently I called her a beggar, but that's because she is.
What the am I hearing? Like, I was not prepared for this.
Why would I beg her for anything?
Yeah.
I was feeling like this is the first time that she's heard it.
Taleen's a liar, because Taleen actually said to me that that's what hurt her, is that I called her a beggar. I was going into the elevator shafts after we finished that scene on August on the roof. I told her, you're a beggar. I said, you begged me to be on this show. And so she said when she had called me after that, prior to us seeing each other again, she had said that that's what hurt, is that I said she begged. And so I said, I apologize for calling you a beggar. So for her to act shocked, it was shocking to me.
You're saying she's playing dumb with the other women.
Yes, maybe she's embarrassed of it, and maybe she didn't want me to repeat back what the issue was, because it's an embarrassing thing to say. But it was actually show driven. It had nothing to do with clothes or money. She didn't beg me for anything. She has her own lifestyle. It was about being part of my friend group.
One of those weird, do we break the fourth wall? How do we have this conversation?
They broke it. It was shown in the show that I said it.
That construction we heard was them rebuilding it.
Yeah. We had to break the fourth wall, though, to give context, didn't we? Because otherwise, everybody would have been left in this confusing void and saying, what's really going on here? So the fourth wall in this instance had to be broken. So everybody had a little bit more context to understand what was the real issue here.
Through all this, Stanbury has said she believes you struggle to see others succeed, to see others happy.
That was very rich coming from her. Very rich coming from Caroline Stanbury. Oof.
The fact that she had to come in just as it's all over doesn't surprise me at all. Brooks cannot watch other people succeed.
What a throwaway comment. What a throwaway. I support everyone. I support everyone's businesses. I've always been supportive of everyone in my cast and whatever they have success with. Of course, in the confessionals, I throw a little bit of dry, light shade. We all shade each other, but I always show up for everyone. And I showed up that day for Ayan, and I love what she's built. And I know Ayan probably will be really mad at me for what I said.
Tony Malt put on a beautiful event. I'm really proud of Tony for what she did for Ayan. I loved everything that Tony designed, and I'm proud of Ayan Beauty by Tony Malt.
But Tony Malt's a legend. I like stan her. And so it was like a little bit of a shade toward Ayan, but like, obviously Ayan owns her company. They are business partners.
Yeah.
It is Ayan Beauty by Tony Malt.
Was, oh, Brooks went in for this interview this day, and something between her and Ayan was not sitting right in the last 48 hours, so she just...
No, you know what it was? It was that I heard a rumor that Ayan went around saying that I have business partners in the glass house, which I do not. And I'm the sole owner. It's solely me. Everything's on me. I built it on my own. So when she said that, I said, oh, you got it. This is before Ayan and I became close. I was like, I'm definitely going to shade her right back, because it's not a bad thing to have a business partner, but I don't. So to say that, it's like almost like she was discrediting all my hard work. And so I just fired back.
Okay.
It was a tip for two. Tip for two, Ayan. Tip for two. It's not true. Ayan does own half of that business with Tony, and she worked incredibly hard to build it.
On the note of Ayan, when we got that mid-season teaser, you do seem to delight a little bit in seeing the Ayan-Lisa friendship fall to pieces.
Yes, the house of cards is falling down. I'm here for it.
They were really mean to Stanbury, myself, Nina, and Sarah, season 1. And so for me, I won't lie, like, yeah, it's childish that I was giggly a little bit, but I'm still traumatized. They were really nasty to us. And so now the friendship is imploding, and now I want them to make up and be friends because they're both my friends. But in that moment, I was laughing a little bit. I told the truth. In that moment, I was like, the house of cards is falling down, and I'm here for it. Because you know what? They hurt me. Now you kind of know how it feels to be the one who, you know, it gave them a dose of their own medicine, so to speak. I don't like to see anybody's friendships break up or any problem like that in the end, because we're all friends. But they had that coming.
Do you see them being able to repair this friendship? Because it's been now almost a year of them not being in each other's lives.
I definitely see them being able to repair it. And I've tried my best post-show to have them come back together, but they simply were not ready. But as people say, time heals all wounds. And I feel like even Taleen and I can repair, but I think there's going to be a lack of trust from every single person who suffered a friendship breakup this season. There's going to be a lack of trust. I don't know who's right and who's wrong in Lisa and Ayan's situation. They're both my friends, and their stories differ dramatically. They have dramatically different versions of what happened. So we have to watch the rest of the season to find out. I'll cast my judgment after I see it.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen.
It seems that maybe the ball gets rolling in Bali, where some sort of bomb is dropped.
Oh, yes, I was there.
A few days ago, the most juiciest voice note landed into my WhatsApp.
Voice note that I sent you?
I cannot trust you now.
All I could say is from what I saw, that was like, I was there flabbergasted. When they went at it for the very first time, I was like, whoa. I think we all were in shock because it came out like, you just have to watch what happens in Bali. Like, I think everyone was like, whoa, we didn't expect this. And then I was like, I didn't expect it. It took a lot, like took my breath away for a second. But then after that, I was here for it. I was like, it's not about me. I didn't do anything wrong. Woo! I'm not the one in the middle of drama this time. Finally, I was here for it for 2 reasons. 2. One, these two little, partners in crime really gave me a hard time season 1. And then 2, it didn't involve me. I was so happy. I was like, yay, I'm not the problem.
So,
this is their problem, their beef. Keep me out of it.
as you head toward reunion, what's on your mind? What's the number one thing you really want to tackle that day?
I think the number one thing I want to tackle is the gaslighting. I think that Taleen's little theater needs to end. Stop saying I drink too much. Stop saying I'm an alcoholic. I don't have a drinking issue. I actually work 7 days a week. I own 2 companies that are thriving. I don't have time to sit around and, act all. That's her little trigger thing because she saw season 1. The season 1, I was going through a breakup before we started filming that. And that's why, but this season, no. And I didn't like that. So I don't like that.
Are you ready for the wrath of Stanbury about the Michael finance comments to come at you?
No. The wrath of Stanbury should go to Michael. Michael's the one that said it, not me.
Allegedly, Michael pays the mortgage, every utility, clothing, everything.
Michael pays for all Caroline Stanbury's bills. Michael pays for Caroline Stanbury's maid's bills. Do you know that? Because when he's drunk, he tells you.
She should talk to her friend because he says that a lot to everyone. He said it to Ayan, he said it to me. And then as we hear from each other in our friend groups, we hear that he keeps saying this. So she should deal with Michael about that comment, not with us, because we didn't make that up.
Maybe season 3, we could get him some gold coins.
I think Michael deserves them. If he's the one that really clearly funds everything, then he should be able to hold his coins. Because hello, Michael Sugar Daddy. I'm just kidding. He's so nice. We love Michael.